There's two things in this. You can't stop gun violence. And the reason you can't, one of the reasons you can't stop it is because guns are so readily available. They are easy to get your hands on them, legal or illegal. Your age no longer matters. Anybody can get a gun anytime and go on a shooting spree. You and I, the public, we have no idea when, and that includes the police. We have no idea when that's going to happen. We don't know when someone is going to wake up. They went to sleep mad about something, about the way the government treated them or didn't treat them, or immigration, or some other mental health issue that they have, whatever it is. We have no way of knowing who that person is, where in the country they are, and that last night they went to bed with the plan to get up this morning and go on a shooting spree at the grocery store, or a shooting spree at Dollar General on Kings Road. Nobody could know that guy was driving here when they saw him driving. Hundreds of people saw him driving down the highway like they all were. He was coming to Jacksonville. Nobody knew why he was coming here. Nobody knew where he was going. Everybody was going their own way. So to ask the sheriff what he's going to do is kind of out of his hands, because he has no control. Any sheriff, they have no control over the gun laws. They don't make them. The people who do make them aren't listening to the people who are saying, can you do something about this? Can you make it a little bit more of a challenge? They're not saying make it so people can't get a gun. They're saying make it so that it's a challenge. Whereas if it is someone who has a revenge or a vendetta, or they want to hurt somebody, that they can't just walk into any gun store, any Walmart, any Target, any pawn shop and get a gun. What we're saying is make them have pause before you sell them a gun that will eventually be used to kill some people, and more than likely innocent people. That's the first thing. You can't predict when gun violence is going to happen. The second thing is that when we think about it, if we think about it, the police are not preventers of crime. They don't prevent crimes, mainly because they can't, but they don't prevent crimes. The police are law enforcement officers. They enforce the law. They arrest, they investigate, they turn evidence over to the state attorney, and then they go back out and do it again. They are law enforcement. They enforce the law. They don't prevent crimes. They are not counselors. They're not case managers. They're not mental health. They are law enforcement. That's what they're paid to do, enforce the law. Now, that sounds cold and it sounds mean, but it is what it is. It is what they do. It's who they are. And so when you look at the fact that they are law enforcement and that they have no control over gun laws, who gets a gun, what they're going to do with it, and who is it that has the gun, nobody knows that, including the police. We all have to take responsibility for the gun violence in our community. All of us have to play a part. Just like that security guard, when that guy went to Edward Waters, because Edward Waters was the target for that guy that day. That our college, our historically black college, was the target that day. That security guard saw something that made him pause. He saw something. He could have been killed because that guy was armed. But he saw something and he approached him. And when he did that, when he did what he did, the guy did what he did and left the campus. True, people still got hurt and killed, but it would have been many more had he got inside that college. And that's what I'm saying. We have to be more proactive as a community. We can't just say it's a north side problem, it's a lower east side problem, it's a lower Arlington. It's all of our problem because this stuff is happening all over the city. And it's not taking into account anybody's race or religion or background. When these people decide they want to shoot up something, that's what they do. And nobody can predict that that's what they're going to do. And we need to stop pretending that we can and stop making it seem like the sheriff can. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not a TK Waters fan. But the reality is the reality. He cannot stop crime. He cannot. He can arrest the person that committed the crime after it's done, which is what his job is. So we have to take responsibility. We need to help him. We need to help him because we're out here. We see stuff that his officers don't see. We know that the people next door got stuff going on that shouldn't be going on. We know, when we see this group of people doing whatever, we have to stop saying, oh, that ain't none of my business. It is. When children are being shot inside their home by bullets that's not meant for them, it's all of our problems. So we have to take into account whether or not we want to maintain a safe community. And we need to take our responsibility and take part in that.